I'm joined today with Robert from Lenovo. We have Susan from Radius AI and Anand from NVIDIA. We're going to be talking about lots of exciting things for the show, and this is our first initial podcast. And to kick things off, Susan, I have a lot of questions for you. Radius AI has been a trendsetter in the retail market for many, many years now. Kind of, what are you guys doing to differentiate yourself, and kind of give us a little history for all of our audience listening in?
Sure, it's a great question, Scott. And hey, everyone, it's great to have you here. I'm Susan Sly, co-CEO and co-founder of Radius AI. It's interesting, Scott, we started in the smart city space back in 2017, and smart cities was a very hot topic at the time. But one of the things we were very focused on were vehicle make and model, that flow, the interaction with people and vehicles. And we did our first installation in West Hollywood. And from there, as we were showcasing our technology, it just became so apparent that we should go into retail because there's so many use cases, whether it's lot occupancy, this lot to store conversion, or in our beachhead market, convenience, what we're doing at dispensers, how long is someone parked there, did they actually go in the store, did they buy something, that full customer journey, cashier analytics. So we, with Lenovo and with NVIDIA, are doing some incredible deployments, and we're actually doing one of the largest deployments in the retail sector where we're doing lot and store. So it's really an exciting time.
That's interesting. Yeah. And to build on that, Lenovo and NVIDIA both have ISV programs, no pun intended, that are helping accelerate different companies to come to market. And I'll go to Anand and Robert. Kind of, what are both of your companies and programs doing, and what is Radius doing that differentiates from your other partners? Because as we've seen, they've been seeing exponential growth over the years. So kind of take us through the programs and how you've been working with Radius.
You want to go? I go?
Oh, alphabetical order. So we'll let you go first and on.
Cool. Last name maybe could
Yeah,
be you.
okay, yeah.
Kind of.
That's switch.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for the question, Scott, and thanks for the opportunity. Day one NRF, right after John Furness keynote, we are kicking this off. So thanks for the audience. At NVIDIA, we go to market through our partners, right? We do not build anything that's consumed by the end customers for the most part directly. So we actually build the three-layer cake, as we call, hardware up to the software layer, the application frameworks that are consumed by our ecosystem of partners, all the way from hardware OEMs who stick in the GPUs and the hardware that goes along with it, either at the edge or data center or the cloud, wherever you want to consume it, all the way up to ISPs and GSIs that build the solutions and get consumed by customers. So Radius is one of the most critical strategic partners for us when we go to market. Not just because I'm sitting on the stage, because they've shown staying power. They've shown the fact that they're deployed at one of the convenience stores out of Southeast, right at scale. Mm-hmm. And they're actually deploying the second use case, which means, you don't see ISPs doing that a lot, right? They do, it's one and done for the most part. They do one use case, one technology, one solution, and then they move on to the next customer, so rinse and repeat that. Sticking with the same customer and doing that over and over and proving the value and expanding the use case to not just do what Susan was saying, but also expand into store analytics, expand into self-checkout, so on and so forth is huge. And like I always say, Amazonification of the physical experience is the future of retail today. And Edge AI and ISVs like Radius, partners like Lenovo, are huge in that ecosystem and journey, because that's the next frontier for a retailer to do true omni-channel experience. Because digitally, everybody knows who's Scott, who's Robert, who's Susan, me, and what do we do. How do you know that in the physical world and connect all of that together? You need Radius AI. So,
yeah, and just to add on to what Anand was talking about, we've been working with NVIDIA for many, many years, partnering together across various markets such as high performance computing, where we lead in that space. And really, when we started working together on enterprise using artificial intelligence, and especially in retail, where we've seen just this acceleration of artificial intelligence being used, we realized that the missing piece in that puzzle is the software providers and the solution providers like Radius. So what we've done recently is launched the Lenovo AI Innovators Program, and Radius is one of our key partners in that program. We're really excited about it. And what we believe is so special about Radius, their secret sauce, is they can really go from the parking lot to the front of the store, to the back of the store, to the distribution center, and really provide a comprehensive solution for retailers that want to deploy AI and realize the benefits of artificial intelligence. So we're really excited about being here with Susan, about being at NRF together and showcasing some amazing technology that they're showing right here in the booth at NRF.
And Scott, if I may jump in and get a little geeky for the audience, because one of the questions that we all get asked a lot is, edge compute, and how does that make sense, especially for retail? So our companies, we have 3 deployments coming up where we're using Lenovo servers with NVIDIA GPUs. And so I want everyone watching to think about this concept of land and expand. So once that server is on-prem, and if you are here at NRF, you can actually come see. We have a Lenovo SE 450 running our live AI at our booth with NVIDIA GPUs. But Scott, this concept of when the retailer has specific use cases, and then they say, oh, but can you also do this? Our first deployment, we started with 3 use cases. Now we're doing over 30 per location, under contract to do 1,000 locations with these 30 analytics. You cannot do that running multiple camera feeds, approximately 25 to 30 per location, just in cloud. It would be cost prohibitive. It just couldn't happen. But when you have the server and the GPUs, you can be running these analytics in real time, metadata in the cloud. And I think what we're going to see, and NVIDIA had a great article that came out last week around these AI edge trends. I think more and more retailers are going to say it is more cost effective to be operating at the edge, especially for vision. And I'm so excited about our partnership, because we always have the confidence when we drop in a Lenovo server, NVIDIA GPUs, we know our AI is going to work seamlessly.
Interesting.
Can I add to that? Actually, because one is the cost element of it, which is extremely crucial. Don't get me wrong. The economy that we are in, obviously, yes. But then on top of that, you want to do the inferencing where the data is getting created.
Yes.
And the data gets created at the edge. For you to send you all the way up to the cloud and do the inferencing and get you back, latency is one. And the second is, imagine you are in a store, let's say Costco, right, or a Shell gas station. And you're shopping something, and the Shell gas station wants to engage with you, send you a coupon, send you a promotion, whatever, right? But when they send it to you, if it goes to the cloud and comes back to you, and you are in the car driving back, are you going to come back and park and do? No, I've not seen anyone who will do that, especially when you have a family,
or
kids, and all
paper
that.
coupons.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Do those clip-on coupons and bring them, right? So, but being able to do that real time when they are in the store, hit your smartphone when you have a loyalty app or whatever. That's really powerful. That's really valuable. That's a game changer. So you want to do inferencing where the data is. The data is at the edge. It's not on the cloud. So don't do inferencing on the cloud. Do it at the edge.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, if I can pile on to what both of you so eloquently said, there are analysts that predict over 5% of enterprise data will be processed at the edge, and that this idea of data gravity is so true. There are just so many reasons that you can't offload everything to the cloud or the core. You have to run on the edge. Privacy concerns, latency, bandwidth, especially with computer vision. That's a lot of data to move into a core or cloud. And not all retailers, have high-speed connectivity. Many of our customers still have sites where they don't have high-speed bandwidth in their store in more rural areas. So it's really important that we provide solutions that really serve all of our customers' needs. And I think you can do that through edge computing. So we're really excited about the Radius solution and how well it works at the edge with NVIDIA GPUs in our systems.
Definitely. And I would be remiss at this event and to kick it off, and for everybody out there watching, let's go round the table here. Trends you're going to see this year, trends you're setting with Radius, NVIDIA, and Lenovo, and kind of what people can expect this coming year in retail.
Oh, sure. I mean, security, Scott, is a big one.
Okay.
And we're very proud to be members of the Loss Prevention Foundation, LPRC. I'm former law enforcement officer, and shouts out to everyone who has served. The security is a big one because what we can do in real time at the edge with security use cases, whether it's a group of people who are crowding in a parking lot, or even some of the use cases we're seeing with organized retail crime. It's beyond asset protection, because we know in certain states there is a limit. People can literally walk out with things, and you don't want the cashiers to get in harm's way. But there are use cases that are happening. For example, if there's a young cashier and she's the last person in the store, but there's someone crouching or whatever, computer vision can solve those use cases. So we're going to see a lot with security. customer analytics. So online retail, so my background is coming out of the big online retail space. Online retailers have had rich data for decades, essentially. So they knew, okay, Scott was on the Nordstrom site, and then he went to, wherever, Dick's Sporting Goods or wherever. They followed you around the internet. They cookied you. They did pixeled you. They did all those things. Brick and mortar did not have those analytics until now. So we can see where someone's looking. Are they looking at Revlon, or are they looking at Maybelline? Are they looking at Coke? Are they looking at Pepsi? Where did they go in the store? Even directionally, which direction they headed. And for Radius, we choose not to do facial recognition. We anonymize all of the data at the edge. We don't know who you are, but the retailer really doesn't need to know who you are. They can use that with POS data, but what are you doing in that store? So we're going to see more customer analytics, but security is at the top of everyone's minds this year.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I mean, organized retail crime is on the rise. We've seen the statistics from last year's NRF and LPRC surveys. We haven't solved the challenges of loss and shrinkage in the stores. That's on the rise. It's improving. But still, we're seeing those numbers still on the rise. And so there's a lot to be had out there for retailers that want to adopt new solutions for managing their loss and shrink in the store. And also, as Susan was saying, the threat of violence against employees, something that we really have to protect and be concerned about, because it's harder to attract and retain employees right now in the retail space. So that's a huge concern for many retailers
and customers too, because they're. I was at a recent event, and one of the heads of store security who stood up and said, "Our customers are upset because they're standing in line, and these people are literally running in, grabbing things, leaving. They don't feel safe, and if people don't feel safe in the store, whether they're a customer or they're an employee, we're seeing a lot of brick and mortars closing. And with our technology, I used to own a brick and mortar myself, but with our technology, I'm really excited about how we can be helping people and add more value to the retailers, to the customers. I'm a mom of 4 kids. I want my kids to feel safe when I take them shopping. And so I'm excited about what we get to do.
Not to beat that any further, but I think I should, because it's $100 billion industry, issue to the industry, right? And it's just the top line and the bottom line impact we're talking about. But what Susan said is more critical to me, because the impact on customer experience that this is going to create, whether it's a one-off, person flicking whatever, to an organized, theft and gang crime and all of that, it's going to have a huge negative impact on that particular store and the community and the experience that's going to give to the community. So people may not show up at the store if they see, their kids seeing some organized theft and whatnot. So this is a massive issue to the industry. And now we got technology, now we got compute, we got solution software that actually can enable a lot of these and then help the retailers get a little more smarter, get in front of the challenge than stay behind it. So exactly what Susan said. To me, it's the stitching of the physical and the digital experience is finally going to get through. I'm a retailer 27 years, all my career. We have spoken omni-channel for almost 10 plus years. And I don't think omni-channel is anywhere closer to truly being omni-channel. It's omni-yes channel is what I would say at this point. But truly, to get to omni-channel, you want to stitch in the physical experience, what Susan was saying. Are you seeing a Pepsi? Are you seeing a Coke? Are you seeing a Tide, or are you seeing something else? Those are really important data, not just for the retailers, but for the brands who are powering these products from behind the scene. And they are willing to partner with retailers to really find out where the customer is looking, and what's happening when it's out of stock. Are they going towards another? When you don't have a Coke, are they picking up a Pepsi? Those are super critical insights for anybody to know. And these are multi-billion-dollar industries and multi-billion-dollar product lines. Each product is a multi-billion-dollar product line. So I think that's going to be the next frontier. I'll be amiss if I don't say the virtual simulation that's going to happen for all of this in Omniverse, in Metaverse, because you can learn and simulate and experiment a lot of things in the virtual world before you deploy the physical world. That's going to cut through a lot of waste and repeats and do's and undoes that retailers go through. And you cannot undo a store layout. You can undo a store planogram where you put things, maybe you can undo, but a store layout you may not be able to undo. So to experiment with a lot of those, to design the most optimal customer and associate experience, it's going to be Omniverse Metaverse.
No worries. Well, I want to thank you all for joining today.
Thank you.
It's a great way to kick off this event with such a lively conversation. I hope everyone out there that wasn't able to join, reach out, leave your comments to them. Make sure to follow all of the companies. And yeah, look forward to hearing from all of you throughout the show. And if you're here, come find us. We're around.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.